What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Facts and Stats. This is now episode 107, Ravens versus Steelers edition. If you know me, you know I'm a big Ravens fan, big Lamar fan, and one thing, I do not like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Otherwise, though, I do have a special guest here with me. She is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm allowed her to introduce herself, then we'll go ahead and get started.
You low-key love us. Hi, y'all. It's Dee here. Dee loves sports online. You know, I cover the Pittsburgh Steelers on the Steelers Chat Live podcast. You can find it on YouTube. But, you know, it's one of those weeks. It's the best week. It's AFC North football. And let's get it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I'm excited. I mean, both of our teams are really damn good. I personally did not expect you guys to be on the start that you are on to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you would expect the Steelers to go over 500 with Mike, you know, as the coach holding it down over there. But, you know, some question marks coming to the season. Fields not being healthy. Fields being healthy, Russ not being healthy, I'm sorry, and who's going to ultimately be your starting quarterback throughout this season. But before we get into all of that and to the rest of that, if you made it so far in the beginning, you're watching this episode, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Fact and Stats is an amazing platform. Outside of the podcast side, I do host a daily sports show, 11 a.m., Monday through Friday. And then I also have my own clothing brand as well, where I make and sell apparel at factsandstats.us. So make sure you guys check that out. Ravens, Steelers, D, I'm so excited. Met you probably a couple of years ago, holding it down with Sports and Coffee. Know you were a Steelers fan as well. You're doing big things in regards to supporting your team and traveling and whatnot. I want to start it off with, you guys are 7-2, 9 games through to start the season. What's your favorite thing about the season so far?
It's the team. It's so many little things, but cohesively, it's them. Watching them, being there and seeing them celebrate each other, seeing them communicate, seeing that there's leadership amongst them. My favorite thing about what's happening right now is them as a unit.
Okay, I like that. them as a unit.
It's them. Yeah. It's, you know, been there the last couple of years. I could see the difference. You know, I could see from how they celebrate, how when things aren't going their way, how they communicate. It's a totally different vibe. So my favorite part is truly them and how they're handling this year.
What did you come into the season like? Coming into the season, what was your expectations?
Every year for me, the floor is always 10. So, you know, 10-7 is the minimum for me. You have to win at least 10 games to be in playoff contention in this conference. So I was cool with 12. I mean, we did 10 last year and we were averaging less than 20 points a game. So, you know, I really I didn't say we were going to go 14-3. I really thought, you know, 12 is enough to get you in the playoffs for sure. 10 is the minimum, you know, where you could still be on the outside looking in.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I like that them answer to favorite thing about the season so far. I don't know how you were. Well, I sort of kind of just get how you feeling coming to the season now. But 7-2 start. Do you have any surprises? Anything that's been standing out as like, whoa, I didn't expect him to play like that. Whoa, I didn't expect Russ to look like that or anything like that.
I didn't expect Justin. I mean, my anticipation was Russ was always going to start. I came in that Russell was going to be QB number 1 for me in my mind, even from when they picked him up back in March. Yeah. And so I didn't anticipate Justin Fields having the amount of snaps and time and games under his belt. So that was my surprise. I am extremely happy that he did well and he found success. And he had the 2 losses under his belt, under his reign. But I was surprised at how long Justin got to lead this team.
And so I know coming into the year, and this was obviously a big question mark. I remember like it was yesterday when it got announced that Russ was going to be the starter, and Twitter went in uproar. Like, what? Are you sure? How are they going to do Fields like that? He's playing good football. He's performing well. They're winning games. They're not losing. I want to say you guys' record was what at the time when Fields 5-2 when Fields was the starter?
4-2.
4-2. Okay, yeah. So I mean, people were like, you know, why do that now? Did you sort of kind of shift to where you wanted Fields to remain the starter when Russ came back healthy?
No, I always thought that Russell gave this team the best shot to be dynamic and to get in the end zone and to, you know, just be a threat down the field. I always thought it was Russell, but I'm not against Justin. I wanted to see what Justin had, and of course he has that mobility factor, that threat there. But I also knew in order for us to win these games, you got to distribute the football.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew
Mm-hmm.
Russ was definitely had to be given an opportunity to do that, and he has. He's done it. Everybody's seen it.
I'm listening to you talk, and I can tell this is going to be a good episode, but it's hard for me to enjoy it. You know, like
I get it.
I mean with all my heart, I do not like the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I've been that way for 20 plus years. You know, I've been a Ravens fan for 20 or more years. And you know, sort of kind of like you embody that. You know, you pick up the hate, you pick up the dislike. You don't like anybody on that roster until they're one, either retire, you can praise them, or two, they go to a different team. Le'Veon and AB had phenomenal games against the Ravens, and I couldn't praise those guys throughout their career as long as they was in Pittsburgh. With that being said, you know, you got somebody on your side that we view sort of kind of now like Patrick Queen. I speak to him and his play this year, and what he's been bringing to you guys' team. And do you think he's going to bring like an extra edge, you know, to the matchup this weekend?
Absolutely, he's bringing an extra edge. I don't have the same sentiments that a lot of fans. I don't hate the Ravens. Like, do I dislike you and do I want you to lose? Absolutely, but there's a lot of respect there.
Yeah,
I even showed up to the Arthur Millette show this week out in Baltimore because I live in Maryland, by the way. So it's like the Ravens are everywhere. So for me, Patrick Queen, even given the information he's let out this week, the Ravens didn't call him. The Ravens didn't try to counter. They didn't try to bring him back. He hasn't talked to was it Acosta or DaCosta or Harbaugh. So like there is some angst there. And Patrick Queen to me has been getting better and better each week. So you know, he's definitely gonna be playing with the edge on Sunday just because there is some animosity there based off of how things were handled. And I don't blame him. I don't blame it at all.
Yeah, I like it. So get into the matchup a little bit. Talking about both of our teams. What would you say? And I'll get mine right after you. But what do you say with 3 keys to victory? I know I found out earlier this week that Highsmith is not playing. If I'm not mistaken. I mean,
Alex Highsmith is out with an ankle injury. I'm
so
not sure if your guy Cal Hamilton played or is practicing.
Thank God he practiced today. Yeah, he practiced today.
Okay.
Yeah, so
you guys need him.
We do.
I was trying to tell you, boy, y'all need him. But so keys to victory to me is time of possession. Because one, we know the Ravens can score extremely fast. They don't need a whole lot of time on the clock to get in position to score. So the Pittsburgh Steelers do have to do what they've been doing, which is a combination of run and pass and keep the ball in their hands and out of Lamar Jackson's hands. So that's one. Penalties. We know where y'all stand on the penalty chart. So, you know, we have to just stay away from them and keep our hands clean and let you guys get the little yellow flags pulled on y'all. And then, you know, stopping the run. Stopping the run. We've done in the history, we've done pretty good against Lamar. We've also done pretty good against Derrick Henry. You know, when you add them two together, will one have an edge over the other because they're both on the same team? We'll find out. But the Pittsburgh Steelers have been able to kind of neutralize, you know, Derrick Henry over the years when they played Tennessee. And, you know, the numbers are the numbers against the Ravens and Lamar Jackson and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So those are my 3 keys. No penalties, time of possession, and then, you know, stopping the run.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our game offensively opens up with the threat of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson to kill opposing teams on the ground or with their legs. And also, I think time of possession. Last week when we played the Bengals, actually not the Bengals, but last week when we played the Bengals, they held the ball. They had the ball like damn near the whole first quarter. And that's hard to watch. You know, when you have a guy like Lamar who's so electric and like you said, who can score in bunches. And we score quick. You know, we score quick. And we're never really out of games. For me, I mean, damn, this is so tough because the defense is so damn bad. But me personally, I will go with Marlowe on Mike Williams or whoever will be wide receiver 2, 3 for you guys. And Stevens, who has been pretty bad this year, I would go with him on Pickens, but I would double it though. I wouldn't let that be a one-on-one scenario. Or even if
you gonna
Marlo,
have Wiggins with him, we gonna have with him Wiggins.
oh yeah, even whether I need Pickens to see 2 because Marlo is going to be all around the field along with Kyle Hamilton as well. Sometimes you see Marlo in the slot, sometimes you see Marlo on the outside. But our 2 main outside corners is going to be Wiggins and Stevens. And I'm assuming Pickens are going to see one of those guys a lot. Probably Stevens, but because everybody knows it's on record, Stevens has not been that good this year. He could have had an interception against Cincy last week, but his foot came out of bounds. And Marcus Williams hasn't been that good this year either. Our best safety probably outside of Calvin are Darius Washington. So
yeah, that's 29.
It's yeah. So it's a little tough. Personally, honestly, I would just say you bracket George Pickens and have Marlo take out Mike Williams, who had a nice touchdown catch last week, or whoever else. And obviously, I like Najee Harris this year. This is probably his best start to the season so far through 9 games. Personally, for you guys.
I didn't see if he practiced today. I didn't see if he practiced yet. And he suffered an ankle injury, even though he did come back in the game. I think he'll still play. But
so it's for me, it's limiting George Pickens as much as possible. Even if you have to bracket him and let Marlo take the next best wide receiver in a one-on-one scenario, that's for me. 2, be the Ravens. Beat the Ravens. You are Lamar Jackson. You are Derrick Henry. You are Zay Flowers. Thank God Mark Andrews been picking up as of late. Isaiah Likely is expected to play this week as well. So offensively, beat the Ravens and don't get dominated. Don't get dominated up front. That's very key. And then last but not least, Kyle Hamilton. He's been our best defensive player all year. Thank God he practiced today. Thank God he's expected to play this Sunday as well. Make your presence felt like you've been doing all season. He's been our best defensive guy. He's all around the ball, whether it's getting to the backfield, tackling the open space, reading out screens, everything. He's been doing it all. So that's 3 keys to victory for me. Kyle Hamilton, stopping George Pickens, whether that's bracket, double coverage. Marlo, seen a lot of him. And then also this offense, click, beat the Ravens. And I can't really speak too much to the defense in general because I'm not going to say you guys have a high scoring offense. You guys are about 23, 24 points per game right now. It can
pop. That's including Justin's numbers.
Yeah.
So with Russell, they're averaging 30.
Oh, okay.
Just on Russell's 3 games, they're averaging 30.
Yeah, okay. I might need to chill a little bit with that. Yeah, averaging 30 with Russ. Okay. Yeah.
Y'all are averaging 32. So
yeah, Russ is a better thrower of the football down the field than Justin. He makes Pickens look better as well, who had a phenomenal touchdown catch. It's ridiculous the way he was able to turn his body back and catch it like that. But I mean, speaking to the game, I mean, like I said, it's a respect, like you said, it's a respect thing. I remember I was talking to a Bengals fan in my space like 2 years ago. And I'm like, bro, like, I don't view the AFC North as like some Ravens versus Bengals thing. Like, it's always Ravens and Steelers for me. Like, that's where it starts for me. That's probably where it ends. And I'm excited for Sunday. I'm excited for Sunday. Why do you think, though, pulling up some numbers, or why do you think, though, statistically wise, I know it says 2-4, but he really only played like 4 games against you guys. Lamar Jackson. His record realistically against you guys 1-3. But in those games, like, he been sacked like 9 times. He had like 7 interceptions and only 4 touchdown passes. What do you think you guys been doing throughout the earlier parts of his career? And with containing him so well, and what do you think he's going to do this time around when he's looked like the best version of himself, like ever, like so far, with like 24 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions so far throughout the year?
So for me, he's just gonna have to get rid of the ball fast, maybe it's the chemistry with this receiving core that will help him. I see Nelson Aguilar's been catching balls this season, so that's good. That's a good look. But his chemistry with being able to look down the field and get it out of his hands faster, whether it's screens with Zay or those are going to be things that keep him from getting laid down on the ground by a TJ or a Cam or whoever. So there's that. But again, you have 2 coaches. Like I say this all the time. This is where it doesn't matter. You could do whatever you want across all the other teams that you play. But when it's these 2 teams, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's out there, who's hurt, who's not, who's not had the best season, whatever. You get up for this game. And so I think that's what happens, given the history of this rivalry. You get up for this game, and They get up for Lamar Jackson. They get up for whoever is in there. If it's Tyler Huntley or the third string, you get up for this game. So the spectacular plays have been made in the history of these two teams playing. And I think it's just the energy that comes with playing this team. I don't know what Mike Tomlin does. I don't know what he says to these guys. They try to prepare for him in practice, I'm sure they're using Justin Fields. And I guess Jaden Daniels is definitely a good warm-up for them, knowing that he likes to escape out of the pocket. But again, they're familiar with him. So it's not like a big surprise. So, preparation and just it being a rivalry definitely fuels why, he's getting his hands to the face and they're coming prepared to take the ball away from the Ravens.
Okay. What score prediction for the game, if you got one?
I usually do this the game of, but I think I don't want it to be whatever y'all got going on with Cincinnati. That is not happening in Pittsburgh. This will not be no shootout. I do not want to see that, because to me, that tells me my defense is not as good as I thought it was. And I do believe in this defense. They're top 2 in the league right now, I think, with points allowed. So I do not feel that there's going to be this miraculous shootout that y'all been having with Cincinnati and some other teams. Like, nah, I'm not with that. So I think it goes down to, in the 20s. So maybe 21-24, something like that. But not no 38-40. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that this week.
I
don't mind scoring 30-something on y'all, but y'all not gonna. No, I'm not allowing y'all getting 30-something in our state.
So you'll be upset if we score 30 on y'all. You'll be pissed if we score 30.
I will. I would be highly upset if my defense allows you to score 30 points on them. Highly upset.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think both teams score within the 20s. If you ask me, I'm feeling a 28-24 right now. I think it'll be a tough, hard-fought game. We've seen games where Tomlin and Coach Harbaugh, and we see games where Harbaugh or just a talent on our side of the ball ultimately helps us get the win. And like I didn't felt so many different heartbreaks playing against the Steelers to where it made me, grow up as a man that I am today. We just have like no real true good love or good feelings for them. I mean, AB extending the ball, Palomalu picking off Joe Flacco, pick 6. Like, it's so many different memories in my mind. But I sort of kind of grew out of it. I respect Tomlin. I respect what you guys have over there. 28-24 sort of kind of where I'm at with that. I think both teams need this win, especially if we want to win the division personally. I think it's going to be a little hard for us to gain some ground, especially if you guys go 8-2 and we drop to 7-4. So I would love for us to win this game personally. I got probably 1 or 2 more questions for you. And again, thank you for coming on. If you guys made it this far, don't forget to check out D on all platforms, D Love Sports. And then also make sure you all subscribe to Fact and Stats. Show is live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern time. But 7-2 start. It's a lot of teams that won 7 or more games. I want to say like 6 or 7 teams. You have the Lions, you have the Eagles, the Commanders, the Ravens, the Steelers, the Chiefs, the Bills. I think those are the teams off the top of my head, right? That won 7.
I think the Commanders have 7 games too.
Yeah.
Right?
I think I said the Commanders. I think I said the Commanders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Out of those teams, most. I think the Chargers are 1 game short. I don't think they're 6-3. I think they're 6-3. Let me check while I'm looking right here real quick, though. If you don't mind, quick question. But all these teams, where I'm going with that though is all these, 6-3 for the Chargers. All these teams, for the most part, outside of the Commanders, and I don't know how you feel. That's what I'm about to ask you now. But all these teams are sort of kind of viewed as like contenders, right? Ravens, Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Lions. They was coming into this year viewed as contenders, and not really more so or much the Steelers. So I'm asking you directly. 7-2 start the year. I know you came in around like 10 wins or something like that. Not too high, not saying anything unrealistic as far as 14-3, 13-4. But at this currently so far throughout the season, do you view the Pittsburgh Steelers as a team that can potentially make the Super Bowl or should be viewed as contenders in the AFC?
Yeah, they absolutely should. I mean, there's no reason, there's no football reason why you shouldn't take them as a contender. Because just in the last 3 weeks with Russell, he's shown you what he can do and how he can spread the ball around and offensively get guys involved. So there's no football reason why these guys are not contenders. The defense, they just got scored on in the third quarter this season against the Commanders, and then they shut them out in the fourth. So yeah, they've had half shutouts all season long, multiple games with shutting out their opponent in the second half. And they've just been a second half team defensively. That's been a problem for teams. So to my mind, there's no football reason why they're not a contender for the championship.
Now I'm gonna ask you a question. One, thank you. I'm asking you a different question. I was not on schedule. It was just different. AFC Championship. You think you guys are contenders? Y'all some way somehow play the Chiefs. How did that game go?
Yeah. We'll find out on Christmas. No, we play them on Christmas, of course. But I think defensively the Chiefs are good. Offensively, they've been doing enough to win. They've been getting the win. But I feel like defensively is where we're going to see who has a better defense. Because I think the offense can match. We can go tick for tat. I think there, but whoever's defense puts up the most and gets the stops or the turnovers or whatever, that's gonna determine the game. I'm not wowed by the offense that I've seen by the Chiefs. I know they have DeAndre Hopkins now. I hate that they got him because I kind of wanted him. We got Mike Williams instead, but still, I'm not wowed by their offense right now.
Yeah, and that's fair. Mahomes has not been the best quarterback in the league so far this season, and which I've been feeling for some time. Resides in Baltimore. Thank God. Hopefully he puts on another hell of a performance that he's been doing a lot this season. I wanted to ask you, say one more thing and it slipped my mind that fast.
Because we haven't beat him yet, so we gotta beat him.
Yeah, that's a struggle for us too. It's a struggle for us too. Our record is not too good. Lamar's record is not too good against Mahomes. I had one more thing on my mind that slipped me that fast. That's wild. It slipped me that fast. So before we get up out of here, and again, thank you for coming on. What is one thing you want to say to any Ravens fan in the world that's going to watch this episode and find out who Dee is? What do you want to say to any Ravens fan before this game?
One, there's a lot of love there. It's a lot of respect there. Again, if I could like the Ravens, I would. I just can't. I live in Maryland, so they're everywhere.
Okay.
If I could, I would. I just can't. It's not allowed. But there's a lot of respect there. I respect. Yeah. I'm not your average. I don't even like really referring to myself as a fan because I just feel like I put a little bit more of the human element into the game. These are men that are out there putting their bodies on the line day after day. So at the end of the day, I respect these men for going out there doing something that I'm not capable of doing. I physically cannot do it. So it is entertainment, but there's also a level of respect that you need to show these men when they're out there, doing their jobs. So, if you don't have to like the Steelers, but I appreciate there should be a level of respect there, because like it just is what it is with the length of time our coaches have been there, the way these organizations have carried themselves over their lifetimes. It's just, I feel like they equate and they should be respecting each other.
Well said. I think that's a great end to the episode. Ravens Steelers week. I can't wait. We play this obviously this week and then later on in the season again. Dee, thank you so much for coming on. You got any final words for the people?
Go Steelers! Go Steelers! Welcome y'all to Pittsburgh. We hope y'all leave with an L, and everybody enjoy the game.
All right. Thank you so much.